The federal government has considered scrapping 7 major government agencies following President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to consider the recommendations of Stephen Oronsaye-led report on restructuring and rationalization of the federal government's parastatals, commission and agencies. These agencies are Fiscal Responsibility Commission, National Poverty Eradication Program, Utilities Charges Commission, National Economic Intelligence Committee, Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, and Federal Road Safety Corps. In the 103 pages of the white paper, the report stated that the act establishing the listed agencies should be repealed, while also suggesting that merger of other bodies with similar responsibilities. The document, which was prepared by a 7-member committee and inaugurated on 18 August 2011 by the former President Goodluck Jonathan, was expected to fully take effect in 2014 but was not implemented. 9 years after it was inaugurated, Buhari on Thursday, 30th April, directed Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, and Head of Service, Dr. Folashade Yemi-Esan, to implement the report so as to prune down the cost of governance as the COVID-19 pandemic bite hard on the country's economy. It has reviewed the whole of the size of government and has made very significant recommendations in terms of reducing the number of agencies, and that would mean merging some agencies. This is a report that has been in place for a long time and there hasn't been implementation, but the president has approved that this should be implemented, and we have conveyed Mr. President's approval to the arms of government that are responsible for this, and that will be the office of the Secretary of Government and the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, said Zainab Ahmed, the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. The Bureau of Public Service Reform, an agency established to initiate government reform policies, also acknowledged the changes in a tweet on Thursday. The ICIR here highlights the functions of the 7 agencies listed for scrap. The Fiscal Responsibility Commission. The Fiscal Responsibility Commission was established in 2007 by the Act of Parliament to ensure prudent government expenditure. It also performs almost similar responsibilities with the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission. The committee advised that the FRSC be closed down, a recommendation which was accepted by the Jonathan-led administration. Mohammed Adoke, a senior advocate of Nigeria (SAN) and former Minister of Justice, were further directed to commence needed actions to scrap the commission. It was agreed that the RMAFC should also perform the responsibilities of FRC, while the law establishing the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission should be repealed. In view of this, activities of the NSIWC are to be governed by the RMAFC Act. The committee recommends that the Fiscal Responsibility Commission be abolished and its enabling law repealed, as RMAFC is already empowered by the Constitution to carry out the functions it stated. National Poverty Eradication Program. The National Poverty Eradication Program is an initiative of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, designed in 2011 to help reduce poverty in the country, but it is part of the program penciled for scrap. The committee recommended that NAPEP should be integrated into a new organization known as the National Agency for Job Creation and Empowerment, alongside Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency and the National Directorate of Employment. While the federal government agreed to scrap NAPEP, it rejected NAJCE. Utilities Charges Commission is an agency of the federal government established under CAP law in 2004 and amended in 2016. It is meant to monitor charges and advise the government on tariffs charged by any of the public utilities. The Oransai Committee, however, advised that the law which set up the commission be abolished and other enabling laws repealed. Existing staff of the commission were directed to be redeployed to the office of the head of civil service of the Federation, since the workers are public servants. Government accepts this recommendation and directs that the process of repealing the enabling law should be initiated by the OSGF, the document stated. National Economic Intelligence Committee NEIC Act 1994, domiciled in the presidency, has the responsibility to analyze the annual budget and enforce fiscal measures that could help achieve revenue targets, grow the economy, and other related matters such as tax evasion. The 13-member committee is empowered to monitor monetary guidelines issued by Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), enforce existing tax regulations, and give situation reports of its activities on a quarterly basis to the President. The NEIC should be scrapped and its enabling law repealed, and further budgetary allocations to NEIC case forthwith, the Commission recommended. Further, the committee also recommended the disbandment of the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC). Though the advice was rejected by the past administration, the committee argued that road safety management and highway patrol should be the primary responsibility of the police as obtainable in other developed nations. The FRSC officials committee added should be redeployed to the Police Service Commission, Federal Civil Service Commission, and the Vehicle Inspection Office in the Federal Capital Territory Authority. Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission (NCPC) and National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. The Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission (NCPC) and National Hajj Commission of Nigeria are among federal government agencies the committee advised should be scrapped. Oronsaye's report said that rather than sponsoring pilgrims, the government should restrict itself to providing the needed vaccines and consular support. Functions of the commissions were asked to be taken over by the federal government of foreign affairs. Though the Jonathan administration rejected recommendations for these two commissions, it is unclear if the current government would accept it. Considering the current economic reality in the country and global oil markets, the federal government should stop sponsoring pilgrims and pilgrimages with effect from the 2012 fiscal year, and government stop granting concessionary foreign exchange rate to pilgrims, the committee advised. Wow. So guys, this whole thing is just to cut costs. That is what they are telling us. Of course, this issue of I know the issue of this two religion, whatever the pilgrimages is going to be raising a lot of issues, and which they've told people have come out even before now to the government should just hands off on these pilgrimages, and that's why we are so religious. Any little thing, oh, because of this, because of that. This pilgrimage or whatever is a personal thing. It's a personal thing. If you want to go to Israel, if you want to go to Mecca or whatever where they go, you should go personally, not using the taxpayers' money. We have a lot of things. We see the children that are roaming about all over the country, roaming in the streets. Nobody's doing anything about them. We see children selling, hawking, which we are talking about. Nobody's saying anything about it. If they can address that, whatever, to add it to the education sector, it will go a long way. Or to add the money they spend, because if you hear what they really spend, you'll be surprised. If you add it to our healthcare, it will go a long way. Those are the things that everybody will enjoy. When you go to hospital, nobody will ask you whether you're a Christian, whether you're whatever. They treat you. You can't say, oh, I want to see a doctor who is a Christian or a doctor who is a Muslim. Nobody cares about that. So all of those things that we are paying attention, that is dragging us back, I think they should just scrap it, because in all of those things, if they budget 10 billion naira for it, you see that they will spend 1 billion, and the rest ones, it will go into all those our politicians, all those old men, all those who call themselves they are this, they are that. So that is just the way it is. That is my own opinion. You might have a different opinion. Of course, if you have your opinion, let us hear what you think, or let us know what you think. Then we can reason together. Someone says from 7 agencies listed above, 2 is my major concern, which is Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission and Hajj, and what have you. Nigeria government are just wasting millions of naira on what is not contributing to the economy of nation. Anybody who wants to travel for pilgrimage should support his or herself. Salvation is personal. Someone say confused government, upper chamber, senate, red carpet should be scrapped too and made the lower chamber HOR green carpet 6 instead of 9. Someone say FRSC is the most funny agency that should be scrapped. They will hold your vehicle for the same offense they are committing. Most of their vehicles have worked out tires, no spare tire, and fire extinguisher. That's what somebody is saying. Someone say those FRC should be scrapped because the constitutional nuisance on the road. FRC, how market? Hope you have started warming up. Mind you guys, country hard. Not only traveling, those FRC Shylocks should be sent home to go and farm in their different. It's like people don't really like this road safety people. White collar jobs and the culture of paper credentials has become the in thing in Nigeria, and so we fail to look inward in a view to discovering our inner potentials, which is properly harnessed, which if properly harnessed could make us compete favorably with other nations. Nigeria, if well organized, can feed Africa. Yes, we are still the sleeping giants of Africa. I support federal government concerning the agency to scrap. Also, my list for federal government to scrap red chamber, reduce green chamber, representative of ministers, and all of those. All those, it's true. I think a lot of people are really in support of this scrapping of all those things. But like I said, everybody is entitled to his opinion. But what people will want to see is this those upper and lower chamber. One of them should be scrapped because it is just double money that we are spending. At the end of the day, we are not seeing anything. They are just there feeling big men. Nothing to show for it, for the to portray that they are really working for the people. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take. Thank you.